First of all right, guys, let's focus, okay? Yep. First of all, everybody, I want to thank you. Why don't you stand behind so we look like we got somebody standing there, okay? Good idea. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out today, and I think it's very important us being in Staten Island. It's not important just around election time, like we saw our mayor that comes over here around election time because he's looking for votes. I think the people of Staten Island are a lot smarter than this mayor is. We saw him in action the other day when that beautiful police officer, Familia, got shot in the head, who has three beautiful children. And our mayor there felt as though it was so important to jump on a plane, same time where we had a railroad car under Penn Station with 200 people trapped for over 2 hours. He then gets on a plane because he wants to go to Hamburg and demonstrate and go see his son. This is the typical mayor of New York City. This is what he's about. He doesn't care. He doesn't have a heart. I'm only running for mayor of New York City for one reason. I love New York City. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. And I care. I was raised in Ozone Park in the 1960s. It's a very Italian neighborhood in Ozone Park. We had one of the biggest epidemics of heroin use. I personally know 10 of my friends that died of heroin overdoses. This is a real problem. Right now, my beautiful Staten Island here is being besieged by this epidemic right now. And you get the mayor jumping over. He really cares. He doesn't care. I'm here today to tell you I do care. You know, I'm a former homicide detective. I've worked for this city. I've shed my blood. I was stabbed, shot at, mugged 500 times as a decoy. But what it's all about is getting things done. When they raped that nun in the convent and carved 27 crosses, I worked day and night with my partner Tommy, and we arrested the two creeps that did it. When the 10 kids, 8 children under the age of 12 were shot in the head in the Palm Sunday massacre, I worked with my team of detectives until we arrested them. I'm all about one thing, getting things done. And right now with the epidemic that we have in Staten Island and around our country, in Ohio, small towns, you're having 5 or 6 overdoses, little towns, every day. We've got to deal with it. We can't think that it's going to go away. One of the things that I really support is looking into it. I've heard facts about the usage of medical marijuana. I think something like 40% of people that use medical marijuana don't go back to either opioids or heroin. If that's a fact, I'm supportive of medical marijuana. If a person's going to smoke a joint and cause themselves not to, if a person's going to smoke a joint and it takes its desire or her desire from taking an opioid or heroin, I'm for. I'm for anything that saves our people, especially the people of Staten Island. We have our own problems in Staten Island with transportation. It's like the borough that no one cares about. I have too many friends, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican. I need you to step up. I'm running as an independent. A lot of people want me to take their lines. I'll take any lines you want me to give. But the most important line I want is that I am the mayor of the people of New York. I'm going to Dominican Republic next week. All of a sudden, one of my opponents said, "Why would you go to the Dominican Republic?" I said, "Excuse me, 1.1 million Dominicans in New York City. The Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, the black, the Italians, the Staten Islanders, everybody now are my people. These are the people of New York. And I want to be the candidate of the people of New York. You know what? My Democratic friends, my Republican friends, everyone looking for a free job, that ain't going to happen. The only people that are going to work for New York are people that are going to make this place better. I owe nothing to no one." Isn't it a little funny why Deblasio's lawyer showed up in 3 different courts that I was in? Why? Because I'm the only one that he's afraid of. We just did a Facebook poll, and this is the first time I'm announcing it. We did over 900 people on a Facebook poll. Deblasio or Beau Dietl, who would you vote for mayor tomorrow? I'm really excited to tell you the news. 75% of the Facebook people polled said Beau Dietl. 25% said Bill de Blasio. Bill de Blasio knows he has one problem. I'm the only candidate running that can beat him. I will be running as an independent. We're starting our petitions now. We're setting it off now, and we'll have over 30,000 petitions with me running on an independent line. I want Republicans. I want Democrats. I want conservatives. I want liberals. I want people to understand what type of candidate I am. I'm not a politician. I'm Beau Dietl, and I'm running for mayor for all the people of New York City. Thank you. Questions, please.
So, I'd like to hear, I guess, some more details about your proposal. So, medical marijuana is legal in New York State if you have one of the dozen or so conditions that are approved by New York State.
Yes.
There are 20 dispensaries around the state where people can get. You have to get a prescription from a doctor. You have to get an ID card through the state medical marijuana system. So what are you proposing exactly?
Well, what I'm proposing is if I become the mayor of New York, I would certainly have a sit down with our governor and express to him that we have to put this on the fast track. We got to get more dispensaries. Look, I'd rather doctors dispense medical marijuana than give me a bottle of 100 Oxycontins. I had some back problems. All of a sudden, I went to the doctor, and he gave me a prescription for 100 Oxycontins. I took one, and I said, I'm not taking this crap. But if I continued to take it, I may have been addicted to it. People have to have education, treatment, and enforcement also. These doctors that are putting scripts out there for unlimited amounts of Oxycontin. Look, if you have pain, I'm there to try to help you too. I'll give you 7 pills. If your pain continues, you got to come back to the doctor's office. We got to make it as hard as possible because our problems are not just the enforcement side of it. It's people being educated what the real problems are with opioid and heroin usage.
So, as I mentioned, there are 20 dispensaries around the entire state, and you would have an additional 10 on Staten Island?
No, I would like to explore the fact that I would rather have medical marijuana distributed I'd rather that than people being given script for Oxycontin. And let's face it, Oxycontin leads to heroin. When you can buy heroin at $5 a bag, you can't afford an Oxycontin pill on the street, you buy it at $5 a bag. We got a problem. I faced this problem when I was a kid back in the 1960s in Ozone Park, Queens. 10 of my friends died of heroin overdose. This isn't a new problem. We must deal with it. We can't lose children. We can't lose adults now of being addicted to it too. I feel for every person that comes to these addiction facilities. But if medical marijuana helps people not going back on that, I'm supportive of it.
So, I mean, you're making it sound like this would be a very simple task to get the governor, who is against having essentially a widespread medical marijuana. He wanted it very limited to 20 dispensaries. State Senator Diane Savino, who represents Staten Island, not this section, but the North Shore, she was the sponsor in the Senate of the Compassionate Care Act.
Right.
And after that passed, she has been trying to get that to expand.
Well,
it's not as easy as sitting down with the governor and asking.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be easier when you have a mayor of New York City that could pick up the phone? I know the governor for many years. His father was a dear friend of mine. Wouldn't it be a lot easier for Mayor Beau Dietl to pick up the phone to the governor, sit down with him, the governor, say, Governor, I need this now. I don't want to wait. We have people dying. I want to save people of Staten Island, all children, adults, and everyone else. This is a problem. And all this bureaucracy, this is what I find out in government. A lot of bureaucracy. Oh, I promise you this, I promise you that. You know what I promise the people of Staten Island, New York City? I will get things done. Whether I got to get on my knees to the governor and say, look, we've got to save people of this state and save people of this city.
So it was the governor himself who wanted it to be a very limited program.
Yeah. Well, he could be talked to. Governor Como.
So what would you argue to him?
I would argue, and I would show him pictures of some overdoses, and I would get some pictures, and I would show Mr. Governor, we're losing people and children here in Staten Island at an alarming rate. You've got to step up. We got to get things done. If medical marijuana saves 40% of the people dying, I want to save those 40%. By talking about it and letting a little bit out, we're not solving the problem. Let's start there. Also, it's education, treatment, and enforcement. That's what it's about. And I'll be damned with these doctors that are writing script for them. They have to be called to task for that also. And if you have a tough mayor that cares about it, who's not politically involved, which I don't care about politics, I care about people. That's why I'm running for mayor of New York City.
On Staten Island, the district attorney goes after dealers who have sold drugs to people who have a fatal overdose. Yes. Are you a proponent of that?
I'm very supportive of enforcement, education, and treatment. If I have someone selling pills that are killing people, you want to know something? We should even propose something in the state legislature. If you are selling Oxycontin and someone overdies, you should be responsible somewhat for their death. Okay, and people are going to say to me, well, it's like someone drinking and crashes their car. Well, if you're overserved and you can prove that a bar overserved someone, you have a suit against them. We have to explore everything. By not talking about it and by using election and politics with this crap, we're not fixing it. You saw Mayor de Blasio over here in Staten Island. I'll guarantee you, he will not be back on Staten Island. Maybe after seeing this, he'll be back. But he doesn't care about Staten Island whatsoever. He cares about one thing, about Bill de Blasio and his agenda to run for president progressive of the world or whatever he wants to do. You know what he likes? He said it well. Well, I'm over here in Hamburg. The city runs well without me. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Mr. de Blasio. After November 7th, the city will run well without you because you're going to be out of here. The people of New York want someone that cares about them. And you certainly care about one person, Bill de Blasio. And I'm here not as a Republican, not as a Democrat. I'm here as the people's choice for mayor. If you look at my career in the police department, my career speaks for itself. I got things done. I went against all odds to get things done. And now as your mayor, I want to get things done.
So we're standing outside the Center for Chemical Dependency. Yeah. That's not the entire name. It's a very long name. But I'm wondering, did you speak to any doctors or any administrators affiliated to get their take on your proposal? You want to know something? The people in this facility do as best job as they can with the tools that they have. I'm talking in front of the center to say if maybe we could start dispensing medical marijuana through a facility like that, not just methadone. I mean, the reality is we've got to attack this on all fronts. Enforcement, education, and treatment. And that's why I'm here. And I respect everyone that works in this facility and the people that come to this facility for help. We have to be able to give them as much tools as we can to combat this addiction that's plaguing our civilization in this city. Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other question? Anybody? Any question? And it's all about one thing. Again, I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a grandfather, a father, someone that laid his life down for the New York City Police Department many years. I've had a business for 32 years, a successful business. I'm running for one reason. I'm running to beat de Blasio. We cannot have 4 years of this guy. How many times did you see de Blasio since he was elected mayor on this island? This island is a very important part of New York City. And you're not an outcast with Beau Dietl. There's a lot of retired cops and firemen and people here that know me for years. I need them to step up and vote for someone that's going to care about. Not politics, not for name recognition. I'm not running for name recognition. I got enough name recognition. I'm running to beat de Blasio. And think about it. Don't waste your votes on people that cannot beat de Blasio. I can beat de Blasio. Yesterday, I was in East Harlem. I was in Williamsburg. I was with the Greek Festival. I'm all over this city because I don't want one group of people. I want everybody. You got Democrats on Staten Island, Republicans, conservatives, liberals. I want them all to understand I'm different. And you'll hear a lot of politicians say they're different. I'm not a politician.
So,
I care.
Assemblywoman Nicole Maletakas, as you know, she's a Staten Islander, she's an assemblywoman here a little further east. Yeah. She's running for mayor as the Republican. This is her home base. Do you think you can beat her here on Staten Island?
I don't think I can beat her. I know I can beat her. Because you want to know something? All people have to look at is her record, what she's done, and all that. Hey, look, she's a fine lady, and I respect her very much, but she cannot win. That's the problem. When you pull that lever, what do you want to do? You want to pull it because you like her? Then pull it. You want to pull it to beat de Blasio? You pull the lever for Beau Dietl.
Okay,
thank you very, very much. All right, thank you.
Paid for by friends of Beau Dietl.